Hello, everybody, and welcome back to X-Plane 11 for a flight. We are departing Phoenix, and we're going up to Albuquerque. We've only been to Albuquerque a handful of times, maybe a couple times, actually, and never had a really good flight there. So we're going to be landing on runway 3, which is a shorter runway, but we're going to use auto brakes 3 for that. Not a big deal. We'll be departing on runway 7 left here out of Phoenix. The tow is pulling up right now, getting everything ready to go. We have everything sat in the cockpit, and we're ready for pushback.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, for the flight deck. Welcome aboard. They're going to be underway shortly for the first leg. These three wonderful flight attendants, give them your attention as we push and taxi. They're going to give you plenty of attention en route. Enjoy the flight. We'll talk to you once airport.
All right, everything's set up here. Let's go ahead and turn on our anti-collision light. Turn the packs off. We're ready to push. Just release the parking brake. There goes the jetway, and they're pushing us back. There you go. For all call, thank you. We are on our way back. Just like that. You got it, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and start engine number 2. Turn our fuel pumps on. And we've got into rotation happening right now. Waiting for that 25%. And we will throw fuel into that engine. Just like that. There it goes. And they're pushing us out here into the alleyway. We're going to make a right-hand turn and head down to runway 7 left. I did do a flight this morning from Albuquerque to Phoenix as a kind of familiarization flight. We're on Southwest 2092. And we already know we're going to have to turn these probes on here in a minute. We're doing our checklist. Let's do it now. Pushback, transponder. That's one thing we need to do. All the way over. There we go. Parking brakes good to go. Hydraulic pumps will come on when we stop. So as we come to a stop here, we'll start engine number 1. Waiting for him to give us the command to set the parking brake. All right, we can set our parking brake for him right there. Let's go ahead and start engine number 1.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And start valve is open. We have into rotation. And we can hear it firing up. Just like that. Man, I've really missed X-Plane. It's been nice flying the Zebo. This is the updated version of the Zebo. There is 25 right there. I've noticed that it does get to 25% a lot quicker now, which is realistic. Another cool thing is you can move this tablet around. It's been adjusted and updated. Disconnect, hand signals on the left. As they disconnect, there we go. We have a good start on that one. And the start valve is closed. Let's go ahead and go to those gens. Like that. And we can now turn those packs on so they can get some AC back there. We'll turn our electrics on. We have our landing altitude of 5,350.
Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
We'll see you next time. Thank you for your help. And 35,000 feet is set there. Flaps 5 for departure. So 1, 2, 3. Flaps are in transit. And they are giving the safety spiel in the back.
Compartment overhead. Immediately stop screaming. Let go of your neighbor. Hold in on the mask into the plastic tubing. Slowly extend it. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Okay, they're still doing their little spiel back there. We are set to go here. Let's turn those probes on and let's do our checklist before taxi. Gen 1 and 2 is on. Probe heat's on. Wing anti-ice, don't need it right now. Engine's good to go. Pack switches are on auto. Isolation valve is set to auto. APU bleed is off. Yep, we double checked that. Engine start switch is going to go to continuous on both sides. There it goes. We're going to go ahead and turn that APU off. And the second page, I have ground equipment clear, verified. Flaps are 5. Flight controls, let's do it now. We go to systems, and we got left, right, forward, back, and we have rudder right, rudder left, and throttles are at idle, and we'll put the lower display to a blank. There we go. Check, check, check. Good to go. Before taxi checklist is complete, let's go ahead and
Turn that taxi light on, release our parking brake, and let's go taxi down to runway 7 left. Okay, we can go ahead and arm the auto throttles there. Let's go ahead and let them know we are ready for departure since we are number 1 for takeoff. We're not using world traffic today. There, they just said clear for departure in. Thank you. And enjoy the flight. That's good to go. And we are almost down here at the end. We'll take the runway before entering the runway. We'll do a departure runway correct and verify that. It'll be runway 7 left. Then we'll do strobe lights and all the other fun stuff. And we're going to rock and roll on out of here. All right, almost down here. Let's go ahead and do landing lights on. We'll turn those guys on as well. We'll go to strobe and steady, so the strobe lights are on. Overhead panel looks good. We are ready for departure here. I'm going to go ahead and start the chronometer in a minute. Remember the mic button here, that is our secret toga switch. So we can engage toga, which is takeoff go-around mode. And down here to the bottom. A little bit of a turn here. I just love that we can move this thing around. It's so cool. So neat. The amount of work that has gone into the Zebo and where it's at now is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm going to try to pull off a really cool lineup here that flying with Southwest so many times I've done that you can actually make it because it's pretty accurate with the airplane right there like that. A little bit of power. And this should be lined up pretty darn good. Yep. Not too bad at all. There we go. We're lined up, so let's start the chronometer. And we're going to go ahead and go 40%. There's 40 and engage toga. Takeoff power set. Forward pressure on the nose wheel. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
That's cross-checked.
V1, rotate.
Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. We're RNAV to Sparky here.
$400.
A little to the right, so we'll get back on track. There we go. Departing out of
1,000.
Phoenix. And flaps 1. Still hand flying the airplane right now. And flaps up. Engage the autopilot. Autopilot is good. We're almost to Sparky here. We go off on the auto brakes and we put the landing gear lever in the off position. Taxi, runway turnoffs are off like that. We'll keep those in continuous for right now. We got our turn out towards Forp intersection. And we're good on all of this stuff. Let's just do our climb and cruise, which will be next thing up, which is 10,000 feet. And at 10,000 feet, we'll also change the engine start switches to auto instead of continuous. Everything else is looking good. Coming up on 10,000 feet, but we are a high elevation airport, so we are going to do our 10,000 foot checks at 15,000 feet, actually, which we are climbing to right now. Let's go ahead and increase our altitude up to flight level 210 for now. And we'll be cruising at 35,000 feet today. Flaps are up, lights are out. Everything looks good. There's the fuel light right there. Let's go ahead and turn those center pumps off. Don't need them anymore, as it's down to no fuel in the center tanks. And now we are on the wing tanks. 13,200 feet, climbing for flight level 210, waiting for 15,000 feet so we do our checks here. Man, it's definitely murky out today. It's pretty smooth, though, this morning. Pretty smooth. We're doing real time, so it's still pretty early in the morning here. Well, not super early, but 10 a.m. I did the flight into Phoenix, and it was, I think we departed out around 7. So I've been flying all morning, loving me some X-Plane 11, that's for certain. Okay, we're coming up on our 15,000 foot mark, which is going to be a 10,000 check for us, even though we're doing 280 knots. That's perfectly fine. And here it comes right there, 15,000. We go lane lights off like that. Those can go to auto, and we can put that to this. Let them know we have crossed 15,000 feet. They can start their beverage service. Here's 18,000 feet right there. Go to standard pressure, and that is set over there as well. That is standard. Altimeter cross check was verified. We just did it before top of descent. We mod route for arrival. Don't need to do that right now. And R&P is good to go until we further breathe down the road with all of that. And we're up here above the clouds now, so it's not so dingy. We can, in fact, probably just turn off our panel lights. Don't need those right now at all. Same goes for over here. I gotta come over here to do it. Oh, that was weird. Bring this guy down all the way. Don't need the AFDS flood turned up. There we go. And here's the main panel right there. Turn that guy off. Nice. Let's go ahead and increase to flight level 350 for our altitude. There we go. 45 minutes total in flight today from Phoenix to Albuquerque. All right, almost to our cruise altitude here. You can see the top of climb coming up right before we get to Sierra Juliet in November, that VOR. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to turn off the fastest seatbelt sign so people can move around and use the lavatory all they want. There it is right there. So let's go ahead and put that into off, and we'll let them know, and we'll give them a announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached our cruising altitude. Lines are smooth, so I'll turn the seatbelt sign on. I would like to ask you a few favors, so please keep your seatbelt fastened on seating just in case we do find an unexpected bump. Also, please don't pull the line and run to the forward galley lavatory area. We really appreciate you choosing to fly with Southwest this morning. Hope you enjoy the trip. Have a great week. Please come back and see us again real soon. Bye-bye.
Wait for the roll off. So far, just hit a few bumps here and there, nothing too bad. We have a 60-knot tailwind, which is really helping out today. Look at that. And then look down here, we've got, well, not too much further to go. We can get our information set in here as we need it. We're going to be flaps 30-149, so let's do that now. 30/149. There we go. Set that, and it'll be right there. So we know what that is. ILS is 111.5. So let's 111.5 it. And 111.5 it. There we go. Those are set. And course of 036. 036 for our arrival into Albuquerque. There we go. That is set. And once we cross Cabno here, we're going to be ready for our descent already. All right, so top of descent's coming up right about now. So let's go ahead and go to our legs page. Look at the very lowest one we're going to be going to, which is going to be right at Texas there, 7,400 feet. Let's bring it all the way down. Actually, let's do it now. Let's hit descend now. So descent now, execute. We go down to 7,400 feet. All the way down. Airplane is already in its descent. Man, that didn't take very long at all, did it? With that tailwind today. Let's turn that on. And down to 7,400. Yep, there, almost had it right there. That looks good there. Legs page showing again. That is crazy how fast that went by. Really crazy, actually. Looking good here. We've got our descent profile looking good, and we can hit this center button a few times, and now we can see our descent profile, which is really nice to have. And we've started our initial descent into Albuquerque.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have started our descent. I have turned the seatbelt sign back on. I'd like to ask you to please return to your seats. Buckle up for the short duration of the flight. We really appreciate you choosing to fly with Southwest this morning. Hope you enjoyed the trip. Have a great week. Please come back and see us again real soon. Bye-bye.
While we are in our descent, let's go ahead and set auto brakes. We're going to be doing auto brakes at 3 today because it's a pretty short runway. Runway 3 is a lot shorter than you think it's going to be. So we'll do auto brakes 3. That's good. ILS is set. Course 036 is good. Drag required. Let's go ahead and pull those speed brakes out to the flight detent. Help the airplane slow down. We can clear that message. And you can see our RNP is now 945 below. It'll capture it no problem here pretty soon. All right, popping through 18,000 feet. We are no longer in standard right now. So we're going to go ahead and change that to 3011. That looks good. And we are at above 17,600 feet now and descending. Auto brakes are good. We don't need to mess with this until we are at 15,000 feet, which we're almost at. Again, this is a very high altitude airport. This airport's elevation is 5,000 feet off the ground. Actually, 5,355, I believe, is the actual. So that's the reason why that is the way it is. Okay, you can see what's really nice about this when you're using this for the vertical navigation profile. You can come over here and see what's going on before you switch into the nav mode. So we can actually zoom out a little bit here and look and see our arrival there. So we just make the right turn, and then we will start our intercept for the ILS right there near Texas. is where we're going to be picking it up. Looking good. Still got that tailwind. We still have those spoilers out all the way down so far because of that tailwind, actually. And we are looking good here. We keep an eye on the N1. If I see it start to creep up, then we're going to put the speed brakes down. But until that happens, we'll keep them out right now, doing 259 knots indicated. Mach 0.515. 15,000 feet. Let's go ahead and go. Lane lights on. That's good to go. So we can do that. Fixed landing lights are good. Passenger signs as needed. We do have those. Let's go ahead and let them know that we crossed the 15,000. Passenger signs as needed. And altimeter set. Updated on RMP is looking great actually right now. So we'll be ready for landing ILS next. And we don't have to do that yet till we get closer to Texas. All right, quick update on the weather. I did change my altimeter to 3035. That's what it's at. Winds are 010 at 8 knots, 10 statute miles of visibility and clear skies. Yeah, I went from 3011 to 3035. So that's a nice jump in the pressure there, which means that we have a high pressure system. So that's why we have clear skies, no clouds. Just the visibility is a little murky right now. Runway 03 or runway 3 points right at a mountain. And with the winds at 010, it's just going to be a little crosswind off to our left of 8 knots. And that mountain actually can have a little bit of turbulence. You'd be surprised coming in here. So we'll keep an eye on that. ILS is starting to pop up now, looking good there. We're getting close to our arrival. So let's zoom in a little bit here so we can see what the deal is. There we go right there. Airplane started increasing that. So let's go ahead and bring those forward like so. And we're going to put flaps 1 out here in just a second, waiting for it to get to that point where it starts to light up pink. And it hasn't done that yet. We're at 243 knots, looking good. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and arm the localizer. So it's a Vorlock mode is set. And we'll wait for that to light up. As you can see right here. AP roll mode armed. And at this point in the flight, we're just going to stay unedited and just fly it on in here. Here comes our turn to the right. As it should be.
1,000 to go.
Although I'm not sure what it's doing. It shouldn't be doing that. So let's go to heading select mode. I really don't know what it's doing there. That's very strange to me. Yeah, you're not supposed to be doing that, airplane. Like at all. Let's just manually make our way towards Texas here. Oop, no, you can go up more than that. To really rock this thing around here. The little outer ring is kind of annoying sometimes. There we go. That's a better intercept angle there. As the airplane is still descending, let's go flaps 1. We've got the localizer. Looks like it was trying to pick up the localizer and it's going the opposite way, which is really strange. If that's not going to play right, that's okay. We can just do a visual approach. But I'm trying to get it back on course here. In fact, let's put that guy away and go to the approach mode. So there's the runway right off our nose there. Let's continue that turn to this way and try to get another intercept on it because it's just kind of being a pain in the butt. Let's arm the localizer again and see if we can pick it up. That's looking pretty good. Let's go flaps 5. Okay, we are picking that up again. Just barely moving, which is fine. There's the mountain I was talking about right there in front of us. That's the one we're going to be dealing with for sure. For sure. Okay, now we have the localizer moving now. It should arm it. Or, I mean, it should lock onto it here soon. I've never done an ILS on this runway before, so it just could be screwed up. I don't know. Looking good there. And it's making the adjustment as it's needed.
1,000 to go.
There we go. 1,000 to go. 7,400.
1,000 to go.
So that is verified and captured. Landing gear lever will come down once we grab the glide slope. And then we'll go flaps 15. And we'll slow the airplane down to its VREF, which is going to be 100 and, let's do 149 plus 5. So let's do 154. for our speed coming in to the airport. Yeah, that's much better capture there. We can see the runway right off our nose. Looking good. Looking good on the R&P. Just waiting to see how the airplane behaves. There's that quartering crosswind I was talking about. About 8 knots. Nothing bad at all. Here comes the glide slope. Let's go ahead and arm the approach. And we've got it. So gear's going to come down, flaps 15. When it turns pink, that's when I do it. Boom, boom, 15, set. Continuous for our start switches. That looks good. Speed brake lever is going to go to the arm position, just like that. Airplane's still doing okay. And eliminated. Flap lever is directed. MC missed approach altitude set. Yeah, it'll be good enough. He'll say all that stuff here in a minute. Okay, that's good right there. Let's go ahead and bring our power back, and I'm going to go ahead and kill the auto throttle so I can do it manually and get our speed nice and stabilized before I take off the autopilot itself. A little fast here, so we'll bring it back, and let's go flaps 30 for landing. Just a little quick, bringing the power back a little bit, right on the glide slope. Go boom, boom, boom. Home, PA, and prepare for landing. That's pretty good right there. Let's go ahead and turn the autopilot system off like that. I have control of the airplane. Bring it nose up a little low. That's okay though. Got a little bit of power.
1,000.
But not too much. You don't want to balloon this, baby.
Mr. Bridge altitude set.
A little further up on that nose. There we go. Really mountainous region here. Yeah, crosswind isn't too bad.
500. 400. 300.
Landing.
200.
Light slow.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Nose wheel down, reversers are out, auto brakes 3. People in the back are gonna be thrown forward, I'll tell you that. They're gonna feel auto brakes 3, but you'll see why we chose it.
80 knots.
There we go. 60, stow them. Auto brakes to off. There we go. We'll just roll down the runway a little bit here. We'll turn off the next one. They're welcoming everybody to the airport. Cross this runway, and we'll make a left and taxi into the terminal. Actually, we go all the way down to the end. Let's do that. If there's nobody else around, we might as well. That's a fun flight, man. I do like flying into Albuquerque. It's cool. I bought this scenery a while back, and we haven't used it that much, so really been wanting to do that. Okay, we're bringing those flaps in. We are off the runway. Oh, we just had a huge change in the lighting. Turn those guys off. And we'll put this on just steady for the strobes to be off. And we'll start the APU. Just hold it for about 3 seconds. There we go. And it is firing up. Welcome to Albuquerque, everybody. All right, we're at the gate. Let's go ahead and go park and brake on. Just like that. We can go over to those modes there. So we are on the APU, kill the engines, and we can let them know they're good to get off the airplane. Seatbelt signs off. And APU is good. Waiting for it to come on. Oh, it is good to go. All right, sweet. That is all good to go. We can turn these guys all off. Oh, wait, those are supposed to be off anyway, but these guys can go off. Just the aft pump is all we need right there. And we made it to Albuquerque in 52 minutes total. We're supposed to take, that's from, taxi, or from the runway to runway. Well, actually a little earlier than that because we had a little bit of a taxi coming in here. But all in all, not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Really enjoyed it. Well, folks, that is going to do it for this flight. I will see you all next time in X-Plane 11. Take care.